Welcome to Business Tips with Michael Tobian. Today's topic is 8 sales principles that I've learned from experience. Every seasoned salesperson has developed their own sales style, techniques that work for them. Today, I'm going to break down my personal sales style in hopes that it will give you some ideas as you venture out and sell your own products and services. I'm going to give you 8 sales principles that I have found that are not only effective in getting the sale, but leave the relationship with mutually positive feelings of trust. I'm always looking for a sale to be a win-win situation where both parties are happy that the sale was made. This video will cover 4 principles, and my next video will cover the last 4 principles of these 8 principles that I've learned. First off, let me give you a quick background on my sales experience. I sort of feel that I was born with an inclination to sell. As a young boy, I would sit in my room for hours with a ruler, drawing lines on paper with the intention of selling lined paper to my parents and friends. When I was a little older, I gathered a bunch of neighborhood kids together to sell some lollipops that I had made. And for several summers as a teenager, my friends and I would wake up early, knock on people's doors, and ask them if we could mow their lawn. We would not take no for an answer. From teaching saxophone lessons to going door to door to sign up carpet cleaning jobs, to serving an LDS mission, to getting involved with business broker activities, to running several of my own businesses, my entire life has been sales. I never really had a job that I didn't create myself. And I guess, in short, what I'm communicating is I have had a significant amount of experience with sales, and these principles I'll be going over I feel are really relevant and useful. I hope you're able to avoid some of the mistakes that I have made along the way. Number 1, genuinely believe in your product or find something else to sell. If you don't believe in your product or service, then you aren't engaging in an honest business practice. You're tricking people. I know people who have set records at door-to-door sales that later told me they didn't feel like what they were selling was worth it. One person in particular really has felt bad about this for years. He said he was engaging in dishonest business practices, and he would tell me about all the things about the product that really weren't very worth it to the customer. I'm telling you, it is not worth it. First off, if you don't believe in your product, it will be very difficult for you to sell. You're going to have a hard time coming up with explanations as to why your customers should buy the product. But more importantly, it isn't worth the negative emotional energy in your life. Number 2, listen. Effective salespeople do as much listening or more as they do talking. I can't tell you how many times I've heard salespeople blab away about things that their customers don't care about, while at the same time they ignore opportunities to point out that their service or product is exactly what their customer wants. If you really understand what your client wants and needs are, and you genuinely believe in your product, you will need to do minimal convincing in your sales efforts. It takes a lot of patience, but force yourself to keep your mouth shut when your customer is talking and just listen intently. Try to figure out what their needs are. Then, when it comes time to talk, you will know exactly what to say. I will admit that this is my biggest weakness with my sales efforts. I have missed so many opportunities because I spoke when I should have been listening. Number 3, be confident. This one goes without saying. Your client will only be as confident in the product that you're pushing as you are. This is particularly difficult, I think, for people who are newer at selling. If you believe in your product but don't feel confident in your communication skills, just realize that if you don't make the sale, it's really not a big deal. But you need to be confident because your lack of confidence in your communication skills will communicate that you may have a lack of confidence in your product. Fake it until you make it. Principle number 4, avoid manipulation and dishonesty. This is a principle that many salespeople don't follow. It's very tempting to say whatever you need to say to make the sale, but don't go down this road of manipulation and dishonesty. First off, it will come back to bite you. Secondly, you didn't earn that sale if you cheated. Instead, recognize that there may be some things about your product that won't appeal to your customer. Then talk about the other things or resolve their concerns. I remember negotiating a commission with somebody at one point, and they pointed out that there would be an occasional situation where my involvement would be more costly for them and it wouldn't be advantageous for them. Rather than using manipulation, I simply said, yes, in those situations, I am asking you to take a haircut on the price you'll get. But in the long run, my involvement will result in more money in your pocket. They signed up for my services and later told me that the straightforward answer to their question, particularly the part where I acknowledged that there was a downside, was the thing that sealed the deal for them. They appreciated the straight talk, and they knew they were dealing with somebody who was going to deal with them honestly. They saw the value in the relationship despite that outlier situation that occasionally may occur. Okay, so we have covered the first 4 sales principles of the 8 sales principles I've developed over the years. So make sure you catch my next video that will go over those final sales principles, and thank you for watching.